What is a VA loan? So a VA loan is great. A VA loan is for veterans or veteran spouses. And I think the most appealing thing about this type of loan is that it's a 0% down payment in terms of your mortgage. Of course, you can pay a down payment to lower your monthly mortgage. You can pay more than the 0% if you want to, but it's not a requirement. And there's also no mortgage insurance. So usually when you're putting less than 20% down on a property, the bank will add mortgage insurance to your monthly payment. And that's not the case with a VA loan. They do have what is called a VA funding fee, which isn't a lot. And you can either pay that up front or you can roll that into your mortgage. Most of my VA buyers roll it into their mortgage. They are also very, very lenient with credit scores. So as long as you have solid assets and good employment, I've seen veterans with credit scores under 600 get approved. Is fix and flip the only way to invest in real estate? So in the early stages of people that I talk to in real estate, they automatically think fix and flip. And I always say, unless you have the funds and the time and the connections and the experience to completely renovate a home, you should instead look into new construction as an investor. Because if you buy early I mean before they're even plotting the land to build, sight unseen, by the time the property is built, about 12, 16 months later, and you close, you'll instantly buy with equity and you can move a tenant in right away. You don't have to worry about fixing anything or anything like that. And not to mention that builders right now have insane incentives where a lot of developers are paying closing costs, which is another 10, 15K in savings. Is Zillow accurate? So one thing that's important, and all my clients will tell you this, is that they'll send me a listing and they'll say something like, I saw it on Zillow. And I'll say, let me look it up in the MLS. And if I don't see it in the MLS, like if it's a private landlord or for sale by owner or an off-market deal, I won't even entertain it. And let me tell you why. It's so easy to get scammed. You can go into Wikipedia right now and edit someone's bio. You can create your own bio and say whatever you want. It doesn't even need to be factual. The point is anyone can control the info on these national portals like Zillow and Redfin. I can go take a photo of a stranger's house right now, post it on Zillow for sale, and have buyers call me, have them give me their info, and I can use that info in a harmful way or any way that I want. I can sell it also. So agents as professionals have resources to fact check and make sure things online are legitimate during your whole buying and selling process. So use them, use us. Should I pay back all my debt before considering buying a home? So most people would think that they want to buy. So the first thing they start doing is wiping their credit clean. So before you do that, speak to a mortgage lender first and allow them to analyze your entire scope of credit. Because what will happen if you don't is you'll start paying off all your debt, which only raised your credit score by 4 points. And now you ran out of funds for your down payment and closing costs. So before you do anything with your finances, speak to a lender so that they can set up a game plan on what you really need to do to move the needle in the direction of you purchasing a home. Any tips for self-employed workers that want to buy? So if you're a 1099 or a self-employed person, most lenders will require you to have at least 2 years of consistent income that's taxed properly. Because what we see a lot with self-employed individuals is that they make all this money in the world, but if you didn't file the taxes on it, then you didn't make the money. So if it's not on paper, it didn't happen. So if you're a self-employed individual, I encourage you to do your taxes properly and do not write everything off. If you made $200,000 in income, but you wrote off $190 in business expenses, then you only made $10K in income and you cannot buy a home like that. Seems like homes aren't selling for less than they're worth these days. Can I still buy equity? So if you want to buy equity, meaning you close on a home that's already valued more than what you bought it for, I highly recommend looking into new construction. Here in Miami, developers have regular price increases of around 10K, depending on the price point, every quarter for their new builds, which means that if you buy a new construction really early on, like before they even start building it, by the time that home is built and you close on it, that same home would be selling for 50K more. So the trick is to buy early, and with an agent like myself that has good connections with these builders that give us first dibs on projects, it might be a really great opportunity for you. Do I really need to worry about permits if the upgrades are reasonable? So if you walk into a home that was built in 1920s and you see a stainless steel fridge, we can assume that it has been updated at some point, in which you need to start asking for permits, because we've been seeing a lot of newly remodeled, freshly painted, upgraded verbiage on the MLS. And if you bought it and the city didn't catch it during your closing, the issue now falls on you. And if you ever want to sell your home in the future, the city's going to stop you and ask you, why is the garage your master bedroom? So it was like it was like that when I bought it. It's not going to get you anywhere. So this is why the seller's property disclosure is so important to request as a buyer, because there's a section there that specifically asks the seller if there's any unpermitted work, unpermitted, unpermitted work. And it's less likely for a seller to lie on a legally binding document. So ask for permits, ask for the seller disclosure, and be clear on what you're buying. What are some simple ways I can add value to my house so that I can sell it for a premium in the future? So the best way to add value to your home is to maintain the value you already have. And that comes with, the maintenance of the major systems and elements in your home, like your roof, your AC, your water heater system, and your plumbing. Just like your car needs an oil change and your lashes might need a filling, your house needs routine maintenance. Does it bother you when buyers bring their whole family along for their home buying journey? So I'm all for parents and uncles and all 15 tias helping you during this home buying experience, but you will always make the wrong choice when buying a home if you allow the person who is not paying your mortgage to make the decisions for you. It's your capital, it's your living situation, and it's your name that's going on the deed. So make sure the purchase resonates with you 100%. I did not know concessions were a thing. Can you explain? Yes. A concession is anything given from the seller to the buyer during the real estate process that'll make the life a little bit easier for the buyer to purchase. So right now we have builders giving concessions, sellers giving concessions, and even lenders giving buyers a lot of money right now to help them close on their homes. So this money you can use towards your down payment, your closing costs, and even buying down your interest rates, which will lower your monthly payment. So if you're considering purchasing a home and you're a little concerned about your assets or your savings account, reach out to your real estate agent to see what concessions are available right now in your current market.